What's up YouTube? My name is Joel from Easy Engineering and welcome back to another video. So first off, I wanted to start out by saying that I hope you're all keeping safe. I hope you're keeping healthy during this crazy time. I haven't really said anything along the lines of what's going on in the current world today, but I thought I'd just take a moment and obviously send my love and regards to everyone, you know, who's been going through a tough time. We're all pretty much in the same boat together, and yeah, I just want to make sure that you're all keeping safe, happy, spending time with your loved ones, keeping busy, you know, during this lockdown, making music, keeping active, being creative, and just to know that we will get through this. It's we've gotten through worse, so just look to the future. And yeah man, just keep busy, keep active, and keep positive. Anyway, I thought I would jump right into the video of an amazing tool that I think is very much overlooked within Ableton Live, and it's an amazing tool to be able to create some really interesting rhythms and kind of grid repeat structures within your lead patterns. You can use it on leads, glitch effects. You can even go as far as putting it on your bass and just getting some weird rhythms, obviously, for a nice kind of break. It's a really intricate tool that you can use just to kind of really get a lot out of it. And I'm obviously talking about Ableton's beat repeat, and this is the lead line that I've created quickly within this loop just for demonstration purposes. And as you can see over here, cool, so we got that for an example. Let's actually just open up a whole new one. So I've already got a FM synth going down over here, and let's just open up a new MIDI channel, MIDI track. So as you can see over here, I've got my beat repeat open. So I thought I would just do a quick overview of what it is, because one reason why I never used it up until fairly recently is because I never truly understood what all the parameters were, and they kind of just threw me off a little bit. But once I've understood what each of these parameters do and how you can like integrate them within your lead sequence, yeah, it really opens a whole new world, because you don't want your lead to be too monotonous and too repetitive, because then it becomes a little bit boring and stagnant. So obviously you can use this on a single note. You can use this with an arpeggiator. Right now I've got Deep Blue Glitch open, and I'm just using it pretty much as a arpeggiator, because this is obviously your gate over here, but I can turn that off and we'll talk about that later, using it with an arpeggiator. But essentially it's just a beat repeat sequence within a certain allotted interval with certain grid formations and pitch effects and filtering effects. And over here is your interval, and this means that it's kind of like how big you want your phrase to be. So obviously 1 bar, it's going to repeat within a bar's phrase, and if it's on 4 bar, it's going to repeat within a 4 bar phrase. Obviously you have it all the way up until a 30-second bar, 1/32, and then you got quarter notes, eighth notes, and so on. So obviously over here I've got it set to a bar, and you can see it's only being played on the 2nd or 3rd beat of the phrase. I have the offset, which is pretty much you can make it start on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, anywhere between the entire phrase that you have it selected, or let's call it interval. So I have it set to playing on the 3rd or 2nd, whichever one you want to call that. They call it the 2nd, but obviously 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have your grid. This selects the repeat sequence. So will it repeat every half note, every 3/4, every 1 bar, every 16 note, and so on. So that kind of gives you your grid within the phrase that you're repeating. And then you have a list of variations that you can choose. If it's set to 0, that means every time the phrase will reach the 3rd or 2nd beat, it will then repeat the grid of 16th notes within the allotted gate that you have set. And that moves on to gate over here, so you can set it to 1/16 up to a whole 4 bar loop over there. So obviously I've had it for a half of the phrase that I've had it set for. The variations, like I said, is you have a choice between 0 and 10. That means that it will choose between 10 variations of your grid formation. Now you can set it to no triplets or triplets, and that's just obviously missing out any of the triplet grid formations that you would have it set to, and that is obviously to kind of keep it in time, keep it quantized. You have a repeat bar over here, and that's just to when it actually hits, it will start repeating and it won't stop. It's almost like freezing the track. You have a filter control over here, and that obviously when the beat repeat gets activated, it will obviously filter out the affected part. You have your chance over here. So obviously 0% chance means it's not going to have any effect. 100% chance is going to have 100% effect. Like I said, with the gate, you have a choice. And then you can choose to pitch it down. So every time it will hit, it will like pitch it down. So it will start over there and then it will pitch down 12 semitones, or it will pitch down 1 semitone. Let's just give an example of that quickly. So you can hear it kind of pitches down a little bit. Obviously, I've also got my filter on, so it started filtering that out. Now you have auto, which means you have a list trigger, quarter, eighth, 16th, auto. So trigger, it will re-trigger. Auto is like taking that re-trigger off, and it's varying up the gate's start position, and it will always present something new. Whereas quarter or eighth, it will always re-trigger kind of eighth or quarter notes within that phrase. I usually have it set to auto because it's just kind of randomized setting, and it's obviously just beneficial for the random patterns that I'm looking for. You have a mix, insert, and gate. So this is a mix control. I'm just going to turn that off. And that is essentially playing the original content of the sound alongside the repeated content or the affected content. The insert is only going to play the affected content when the beat repeat is activated, and gate is only going to play the process signal. So I can show a quick example over here. And then obviously insert. And then you have your mix. And obviously these are great ways of just kind of messing about, trial and error, like I always say, and just see what happens. And I will always say, like you can see over here, I've got beat 7, 2, 4. So I've re-recorded this down just to obviously get different patterns and just kind of continue the randomization of the beat repeats. And then I'll just chop and change and just see what works and what doesn't. You know, I'm still working on the arrangement video, and obviously this is kind of key to it, is where you have a varied amount of sounds and you just chop and change and you kind of see what works, see what doesn't. Lastly but not least is your pitch decay. So when it pitches down, it will also decay the pitch. Let me see if I can get... And then you have just your normal decay, which is your obviously amplitude decay, and then you have a volume knob over there. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. This is great for creating nice high-tech lead rhythms instead of obviously going in and drawing them, but you can also go in and draw a pattern and put that on, and it still will liven up that lead pattern and just create a little bit more variation to the sequence. Obviously I've got it set to debug glitch, but I'll open up my arpeggiator, and then we can just... Let's just get rid of that. And that. Let's just see how crazy it can get. And then we can just go in, record this down. I don't think I liked any of that, but it's trial and error, like I said. So we can go in again, just mute that a little bit. Okay, I was starting to like a few of the stuff over there. And then again, just kind of start going in, messing about. Oh. And there you have it, just a small little loop, you know, made from one little rhythm that I've made. Well, there's a couple different recordings, chopping and changing it. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to leave the video at that, but I hope I managed to cover the beat repeat to an understandable level. But yeah, an amazing tool, really, really great to use with creating these kind of rhythms, getting intricate. Try it on a nice melodic sound, try it on a glitch sound, try it on your resampled sounds that you're creating, and just have fun with it. Obviously, you can go in, load up an LFO tool, and just start, you know, randomizing these sequences. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below. If you want to see more of these videos, please, I'm open to suggestions. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to deliver any kind of requests that you give me, and please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy watching these videos. And until then, I'll see you in another one. Thank you.